without further ado, I want to tell you that together with me in this session is Marisa Molina. Good morning, Marisa. I don't know if Marisa is able to.
Yes, here
yes,
I am.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
By myself. Do you want me to put them in the video or not yet?
Yes, we would like to see you, Marisa. Yes.
Okay, so here right now. So yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for being here with me, Marisa. I really appreciate you for being here. You all know Marisa. I don't think I need to introduce her. She's our consulting director, and I like to think of her as a fountain of knowledge and and our everything expert, because I've never asked you a question that you didn't know, Marisa, for SAP Business One. So those of you who have worked directly with Marisa, you know who she is. If you have not worked directly with Marisa, I want you to know that Marisa knows about your project and knows about what's happening with your company and your implementation, because she really oversees everything. So some of you know her directly, personally, but if you don't, please know that you're also in her able hands. So thank you, Marisa, for making time to be here with us today. Every year, Marisa used to prepare this session on her own. She used to prepare all the tips and tricks that we shared at the final session of the customer day. She is busier and busier by the day. Even when we think it's impossible, she gets more busy here. So this year we asked for the help of the whole team. You're going to see a selection of short tips and tricks that the whole team has prepared for you, including Marisa. And I have a special request from Marisa when we finish looking at these tips and sharing these tips. So please stay with me, Marisa. I want to ask you something, okay?
Okay, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So both Marisa and myself, we're now going to turn off our cameras so that we can concentrate on
Hello, this is Greg Roop from Consensus. I'd like to show you a really nice feature in SAP Business One called SAP Links. SAP Links is a grouping of links of relevant sites and assets that are easily accessible from the SAP Business One help menu. Let's take a look at how easy it is to set up and use SAP Links. I'm going to go out to a browser to a particular site. I've chosen the Consensus International site. I'm actually just going to go in here, take a copy of that. I can close that site out. I'm going to bring me back to my main menu here. I'm going to type in SAP Links up above here. I can see my link here. I'm going to open this up and you can see this whole graphic section in here. I'm going to take my site and paste that in there, Control V, or wherever you prefer to do your site. Going to name the site, tab off of that. I'm going to go down to my bottom left and hit my update key and say OK. From there, I've loaded it into the SAP Links, and if I want to retrieve that or have visibility to myself or other groups, I'm going into my help menu under SAP Links, and I can see there's my Consensus International site right here. I can bring that up on the browser. It'll launch the Consensus window. I can go in here and scroll through anything I want to look at, webinars, how-to, videos and tutorials, do all my searching on here, close out my browser, and I'm right back in SAP Business One. This is a really nice feature. I think it's very valuable. You can hang a lot of material out here, a lot of good assets and sites, and the navigation is very simple to use. So I hope this has been helpful for you and you start using SAP Business One links soon. Thanks very much.
Hello, this is Marisa Molina from Consensus, and today I want to share with you a few options that we have with one of the reports that we use the most, and that is the open items list. We get the open items list even in the source or in the purchasing module. Actually, in the inventory, we also have it, but for a different purpose. So let's go to the sales reports. here under the sales reports, we have the open items list. This is the first option. You get to this one also under the modules. You will, in the sales reports here, the last option in the sales report, there you have open items list. So let me just open it from here, right? In this database, I have branches, so allow me just to select this one. You don't need to do it if you don't have branches, of course. So I'm selecting this one. In this case, I have the sales orders already open, right? So one of the things that we have now is that we can add the user-defined fields. In the past, we only have a certain set of items, a set of fields, I'm sorry, but now we can add the user-defined fields. So basically here, if you go to the form settings, I also always refer to the form settings like the one that is right to the pencil, right? So here I open my form settings, and at the bottom, usually you have the user-defined fields. In this case, in this database, we have e-commerce web ID. We have some other fields, but I just added this one, so I can just have it. You can sort it out. This, let's say I want to remove the blanket agreements. We don't use blanket agreements here, so let me just remove that one. And remember, in the open areas list, you can sort by any of the columns, right? So let's say I only want to check all of the open sales orders that actually have a e-commerce web ID. So in this case, I did it that way. I can also, of course, use the filter. I can use the same icon for sort, the things that you have in Excel, those same commands, you have them also available. So that is one of the things. But what is the other thing that for me is a huge enhancement? For all of those documents that don't affect the accounting side, now we have this first option, select those checkbox. And let me just sort it out by the, not the due date. Let me just go to the posting date. So if I go, do you see that in here? I have some open sales orders from 2013. I want to get rid of those open sales orders, right? I have a huge list in here. So what I can do is I use this box, select this one. The first time, as long as I select one, the bottom right, that change to opens up. I have two options, closed or cancel, right? So let's say that you want to close more than once. So you don't need to go one and select one and then the second one. You can just select one and then press the shift key and let's go to this one. So basically you are selecting multiple documents at the same time. And now you can go to the change to and closed. The document status will be changed to closed. Do you want to continue? Yes. So basically I'm removing all of this from the list. So it is a great tool just to do that. One comment, just one recommendation. We close documents when we don't want to use them anymore. We are not expecting to, let's say, receiving if I'm talking about purchase order, or shipped if I'm talking about sales orders. In that case, those documents were correct at the time, but we don't want to have them anymore. Those are not valid anymore. We cancel a document. This is our suggestion. When the document is wrong, we made a mistake. So basically, let's say that the customer said, okay, I want to order this item. I made a mistake. I already added the sales order. I made a mistake. I selected the wrong one. So I can just go and cancel the sales order. There is a difference between, at the end, the status is closed, right? I'm not doing anything with that document, even if it is closed or canceled. But there's a difference between a canceled document and a closed document. Okay, a closed document is a valid document. Maybe I already shipped part of that sales order, and maybe the remaining quantity, the back order is only quantity 1, but now the customer says that it will be added in another sales order. So I just need to go and close it, right? So cancel is for run documents. Closed is for documents that are valid, that are real, but are not needed anymore. So again, this is how you do it. And actually, I have the posting date in the wrong column. I mean, let me just put it here. So posting date, I'm just pressing this one and I drag it to the actual top. Let's say after the customer here, posting date. So now I have my posting date closer to the beginning of the report. So again, I can just come here, select, press the shift key, select all of this, change to closed, okay? And then those are gone. Let me show you. I don't have those options for, let's say, invoices. In invoices, we don't have those. Why? Because an invoice can be closed only through a credit memo or a payment, right? So we shouldn't, we cannot close any document affecting the accounting side via the open items list. So hopefully you can work with this please take advantage of this option that we have now. Thank you.
Hello, this is Greg Roop from Consensus International. I want to show you a quick tip on how you can add special lines to various documents, sales orders, purchase orders within SAP Business One, that you can add some text and notes and also subtotals. So let's take a look at our sales order. We've got our sales order in here. We've got 3 lines, 2 lines associated with it. And what we want to do is we want to add a special line. So we're going to go up to our gear and go into our form settings. From our form settings, we're going to go into our table format and we're going to select type. So on the type, once we select that and hit OK, you'll notice back in the sales order now, we have a new type class associated with the sales lines. This particular one, I'm going to pick either text or a subtotal. I'm going to pick a text here and have a window pop up. Add the information on here. You can add whatever notes that you need are pertinent that will be referenced to the order that you're doing. And you can also add another one, which would be subtotals. So you could be going through halfway through the order or trying to group items together, and you may want subtotals as you move along. So that's a nice way of adding some additional information to a sales order, purchase order, and other type documents. I hope you'll be using adding special lines as a new feature for SAP Business One. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Marisol. Today I'm going to show you how to show only system layouts that you need. Maybe you need all the layouts that are on your system. In this example, I'm using a sales order. But if you are not using them on a regular basis, these print layouts are like those things at home that you don't need anymore and just get in the way. So as a super user, you can set system layout that are not used as inactive. Today I'm going to show you how. I don't want to use anymore this layout, so I select it, click and manage layout. You can confirm here that is selected. In status, you click as inactive. Update, okay. Okay. When set to inactive status, the print layout does not appear in the list of available layouts for preview or in the layout and sequence window, as you can see. So this is all for today. Thank you.
Today, I will like to share with you one of the tips about the address formats. Actually, I already have it here under the setup, but let me just go and explain a little bit what is the intention of this tip. So basically, when we are talking about the addresses for customers, we have sometimes empty lines. So let me just empty lines that I don't want to have empty lines in the documents that I'm sending to my customers, right? So let me just pull one customer so I can relate to those specific components of the addresses. So let me just go to the addresses. So here we have this customer, bill to and ship to, Each line of this, it is an address component. So basically for USA, we have the components, let's say in this case, it would be the street or PO box, the block, the city, of course, the zip code, the state. We have here the county, but we don't have the county as part of the address component. Also, we have the country. It is for other purposes, basically, because if we have USA, then we have the 50 states already predefined. If it is for a different country, we don't have the states defined. You could just create those, right? Let's say the provinces for Canada. That could be an option. So let me just go and open the address format. So we go to the administration. And under the setup, we have business partners and then address formats. So when I open the address format, it opens in add mode. So let's go and change it to Control F, asterisk, and then hold the list. So let me just keep visible and let's go to the address format for USA. So in USA, as you can see in the second line, we have the block, right? So if we don't have a block for a customer in a specific address, then this line would be empty. In this case, this is what we do. We hide empty address lines. So we didn't have this option before. As I'm saying, is recently, like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. So you can hide the empty address lines. This doesn't apply to documents created before I selected this option. So if I have an invoice from the past, that empty line will still be there. So this will apply to any document that I create after I use this checkbox, okay? So I just did it just to show you how to do it. Let me just minimize this one. And let's go on for a customer that maybe doesn't have that block defined. Let me just go to the next one, Control right arrow. Here we have parameter technology. And here we don't have the block, right? So in this case, I can just go, let me just go back to the actual, select one of the invoices. This is from the 2016. I didn't have that option at that time. So let me just go pull the PDF. So when I pull the PDF for that document, let me just open it. It's going to take a little longer just to pull the document in the screen. So if it is from the past, that empty line will be part of the address. So what we used to do is to, instead of bringing the address field, it is a whole thing. And when I'm bringing that address into a document, I say, bring me the bill to address or the ship to address. It is like one single command. But and in the past, if I didn't want to have the empty line, we had to bring in each line separated, right? So I had to come, let's say, in this case, let me just share this screen just to make sure that you are seeing the screen. So basically, in this case, this invoice from the 2016, I have the empty line in there, right? It's in there. But if, let me just check if I have this other invoice here. I already created this invoice. After I check the line for the remove the empty lines, this is, as you can see, it is from November 9th. So after I already checked that one, and in this case, that empty line has been removed. So this is the way for you to do it. As I'm saying, it doesn't apply to already created documents, only for new documents, okay? So basically, that's what we have. Here under the logistics, you will see the address. So in this case, for this invoice from 2016, you see the empty line. If I go to the last invoice that I created, and let me just look for that posting date as November 9th. So this is that customer parameter technology. Here under the logistics, you see that address. So now the field is the line empty line is removed. Here under the block, I don't have anything. So these are the components of the addresses. So basically, that's what the system is doing. It's taking removing those empty lines. Now that we're here, just please, if you want to create in here an address that you still don't have at the customer, maybe it is a one-time address. You could use it here. You could just define it here, because maybe it doesn't make sense for you to create it as a permanent address. So in that case, our suggestion is always to please come here, open the browse button, and add in here the address. Okay, try not to do it here in the text, like just make it up, because in that case, even if I do this one, the components are not there, so it would be a text, and it won't keep like the standard format. So also in the address format, you could remove the country. Basically, we don't need the country in the format address. We could remove it just in case. Okay. So basically, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully, it will help you. So for all of you that implemented SAP Business One some time ago, please go and check this option. Hopefully, it will help you in the future. Thank you.
Hello, this is Luana Wickert from Consensus. Today I'm going to present to you a new enhancement feature SAP has implemented on version 10, 2022. Now you can hide those unused user-defined tables. Have you ever had to find a table that you need to find information or enter some information, and you had to go through a big list that you don't know even what's used for, because most of them are used for internal processes? Well, now you don't need to see them. So on the creation part of user-defined tables, from tools, customization tools, user-defined table setup, you can select which ones are going to be displayed on the menu. If you have one created, you can and you don't like to see that, you can just unselect it. So in my sample here, I had 3 tables, just the 1 and 3 should be shown and the 2 shouldn't. So I'm going to close here. If I come to user-defined windows, I just have 1 and 3 here. I hope this tip can be helpful for you.
Hello, this is Greg Roop from Consensus International. Just want to give you another quick tip on copying bill of material attachments to a production order. So if you go into your general document settings, under the general tab, you'll see this little checkbox down here that says copy attachments from the bill of material to the production order. You'll be able to do that, save this field. Then you go back over to your SAP Business One. You've got your bill of materials in there. If you need to go to attachments, on your attachments tab, you can go out, browse out to whatever attachment you need. I've already got an attachment already hooked in here, and you can see it's created this box. It says copy to production order. So if I finish up with that, and I go out and I create my production order, and I've created a production order with this item in there associated with it, and I look at my attachments, you can see it's grabbed it and brought it right back in there. So it's a really nice feature. If you can use this for any attachments that you have on there, provided you have the correct application running in your workstation to open that up and display. So I hope you can use this this feature. I like it a lot, and thank you very much.
Good morning, Jamie's here, and today I would like to talk about the special prices. What we have here is a perfect way to selling multiple products of different categories to large variety of customers. Setting the pricing for the specific seasons is a significant task. To free you up during the busiest time in the year, SAP Business One enables you to set the special prices using multiple and flexible criteria. Here you assign discount percentage, or a final price, which is going to calculate automatically the discount percentage to range of selected items to be applied to a specific business partner. But this is not it. If you want to offer more dynamic pricing and keep your customers alerts, double-click relevant item to set additional discount rates within defined date range and volume. For example, let's say that too many printers are left in your warehouse and you want to make some more attractive offers. In the period discounts window, you can define multiple date range within the original date range in which the discount rate is higher. Double-click on selected line here enables you set a volume discount to be applied within the given date range. When creating sales document anytime between October 24 to December 30 for this specific customer, the printer will be offered with 10% discount except for the weekend of the November 4 to 7. During these days, this customer will enjoy 20% discount for purchasing one printer and 30% discount when purchasing 2 or more. After setting up with the best offers you can, you may use the Copy Special Prices functionality to apply your settings to define range of business partners and items. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you can use this functionality on SAP Business One.
Okay, that was a great selection of tips. I hope that you are enjoying this. I have, like I mentioned at the beginning, I have a special request from Marisa, because I recently learned about a feature in SAP Business One that if you are not using it yet, for me, it was like, well, the name says it, is the document generation wizard. It is really like magic. If you are doing, if you are producing or working with a document that you do repeatedly, and it's a kind of like a repeated task, Marisa, if you're able to show it, I would greatly appreciate that, because I think most of our customers, those who don't know this feature, are really going to enjoy it. Is it okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Allow me just to share my screen. Share my screen. I don't remember my password. Oh, let me just log in again in my database. Okay. Give me 1 second. So I log in again because it is with the Windows account, and sometimes I just don't remember the password.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us. Yes.
But do you see my screen?
Yes, we're seeing your screen, your Consensus INTL demo.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened? Someone kicked me out. Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, just a reminder, while Marisa gets her system up, just a reminder to please send us your suggestions and your ratings, and it doesn't have to be only through the survey that pops up for you at the end of this session. You can always send me an email with any suggestions or feedback, and it always helps us. Okay, are you ready, Marisa?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Fantastic.
So the first screen that I have here is for those recurring postings that we have. In this case, it is for payroll. I'm not showing this to you, but basically you have that option. Just a reminder, let's say I could just post this one. It is those like recurring postings, right? So that is one. The other one that I have when I log in is the confirmation of recurring transactions. Those of you that maybe have like a recurring sales orders, recurring invoices from a lease service that you get on a monthly basis, let's say. But that is not what we're talking about here. So when I go to the sales module, but it is also in the purchasing, but we use it the most under the sales module. It is for invoicing. So a very common scenario is that you have all of your shipments for the day, right? So you have a lot of sales orders, you do the picking process, you do the shipping process. Now you have a lot of open deliveries ready to be billed, ready to be invoiced to your customers. So instead of going one by one, that you could just do it, go open the delivery, copy to your invoice. The other option is to come here under the document generation wizard. So you can create this document generation wizard, and it is not only for billing. Let me just show you, it is a few steps. So here is the next. I already had this one, it is from last modify, yes. It was modified this morning because I was just testing for this session, but it was created like 3 years ago. You can create another one, and you can just give it the name that is more significant for you. So it is step 2 of 8. In this case, my target document is AR invoice, but you have all of these options, okay? So basically this one, you could create drafted documents. In that case, you are not posting the invoice to the system, not yet. You will have like draft documents that you maybe would like to review before actually posting those, right? The posting date, that is as of today, that is by default, that's going to be the day for my invoices. You could just define the series if you want to. You have more than one series, number in series, items or services. Next. In this case, what are the document types? These are like the base documents. So I'm using the open deliveries, but just keep in mind, you could just do it for sales orders, any of those, or all of those sales quotations under certain criteria. You could just convert the sales quotation into actual sales orders. But anyway, in this case, we're doing well for the deliveries. Now, the posting date here, it says from July 1st up until today, July 1st, 2020. But what's going to be the delivery date? In this case, if you do this on a daily basis, you could say, okay, I want to invoice the deliveries for today. So in that case, I could just put the T for today up until T for today, okay? Just in case. I can use any key from my keyboard to pull the current date. I could use the M for Marisa, right? Because T could be for today or for tomorrow. But anyway, any key would do it. So let's say that you could just do that. Or let's say, okay, I want to bill invoices from November 1st, deliveries, I'm sorry, from November 1st up until today. So 1 up until now. Same thing, you could expand criteria here if you have user-defined fields or you business partner reference number, or let's say by a document number, a range, you could use that one as well. Let me just remove this one, I don't need it. Sort by document number, ascending, descending, and you have all of these fields as well. Then next, you can consolidate by ship to address, let's say. In this case, I say no consolidation. So every single delivery will create one single invoice, right? So the next step, it will be, in this case, when I come back and I say add customers, I can say bring everything, all my customers. So even if you have the whole list of customers, it will apply only to the deliveries that complies with the criteria based on the dates, okay? But that is like the standard the first time that you do it. But if not, you can just click in the clear table, add customers. You can select the customer from based on the code or by the customer group. Let's say that I'm using for these large accounts. Oh no, I said large accounts. Okay. So I have all of this, right? If I click in here, I'm selecting all of them. But let's say that I only want to do for Maxitech, this 88 technologies. I know that is with a euro currency, so I don't want to deal with that right now. Let me just do it for Machine Corporation and Maxitech. And next. So what's going to happen if I'm missing data? I can skip to the next document, skip to the next customer, or ask for user confirmation. Let's say that I have a customer, I haven't decided what is the tax code. In that case, skip to the next customer would make sense. By default, you will have all of this, like skip to next document, okay? Next. Here are the 3 options. The first time that you do it, you can just execute. It means you are not saving the parameters, or you can save the parameters and execute, or just save the parameters and exit. So you are not executing anything. In my case, I will say save parameter set and execute, okay? So my selection criteria will be saved for the next time that I'm using this document generation wizard. And I am in step 7 of 8. So let's go to next. Running this wizard, create some documents. So I want to continue. And I will say yes. Look, I don't know if you know, but do you notice that there is like a yellow bar just next to the button no? It means that if I press my enter key, I'm pressing this no. So anytime that you have that yellow, next to the yes, you could just use the cursor or just the enter key, okay? So basically this wizard starts running and is creating a few invoices. So basically documents awaiting approval were excluded, the document generation wizard started, and then it was created invoices number 1187 up until 1192, and document generation wizard completed. The system keeps the log about the date and the time, okay? So if I go to the invoice 1192, Control F, and 1192. So this is the actual invoice, right? And this is based on sales quotation, based on sales order, based on deliveries. So here you have multiple invoices by using the document generation wizard. I mean, I can just go back to the builders that were created. So all of them are there. So I created a few invoices just with a few clicks. So the next time that I want to run this one, the selection criteria is already saved. So I don't need to do it again, okay? Just use the criteria, let's say for the dates, to filter the dates, and that's it, okay? Hopefully you can use this feature that we are using now in Consensus, actually.
Thank you so much, Marisa. This was, like I said, magic to me, and I think it's very useful whenever you have a base document and a target document that you are doing recurrently, right? Like you can do many at the same time, and I hope this saves you time. I hope you enjoyed this session, and one of our colleagues, Greg, was suggesting a fantastic idea. I think it's a great idea. If all the users that are here on this session, you probably have your own SAP Business One tip. I see a lot of users in this session that already have a lot of experience, that have been working with the system for very long. So we would love it if you guys can send us ideas for tips. Maybe you have your own little thing that you learned at some point, and it changed your life, your SAP Business One working life, I mean. And we would love to have a session with your tips and tricks. I'm sure that even our team can learn from you, because SAP is very comprehensive, and sometimes you might have discovered something that you can show us, but at least you can show it to the rest of the users. So if you are up to it, just send me an email. I would love to have you guys doing a session for the rest of users, and in this case, add value to our SAP Business One community. Marisa, thank you very much.
Clarita?
Yes?
Do I have a couple of minutes?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Look, I know that we have some recurring users, but there is one tool in SAP that is very helpful. I want just to share with you, just in case that you're missing it.
Yes.
And that is the one with the magic, that's how I call it, the magic of the right click. I always do it because a lot of people don't know about that one, and it is absolutely powerful. So you always have in the header of the document what we call like the submenu, right? This one. But for me, when you use that one at row level, it is absolutely awesome. So in the item, if you let's say that the options are different based on the field that you have the cursor. So if it is in the item, please take a look at just between the gross profit and the volume and weight calculation. This is where the changes, where you have the changes. In this case, I'm in the item, so it is alternative items. This one, we don't use it that many times. If I'm in the quantity, then it is for all of you that are using batch or serial numbers, then you will find it in there. In this case, this item, I don't think that is batch or serialized, but you will have it in there. So you will see what are the batch and serial numbers for that specific item. If you are in the unit price with the right click, you will have last prices. And this is one of the favorites, because when you click in the last prices, here's what you will have. It is the last prices for this specific customer, all of these documents, right? It is show me the last 10. But not only 10, you could increase this one, or you could say only show me the ones for invoices. In this case, it is only sales orders at this time that I have. But the other thing that you can do is uncheck the BP code. I'm still in customers and refresh. So basically, I will have this the sales price for this item across all customers. So in here, you will have what is the actual customer. This item was only for this customer, so I don't see any other thing, but you could do it. You could also have it for vendors. So if you have an item and then, I selected this one. But here you could have prices by vendors, prices by customers, refresh everything in one single right click. So you don't need to go and start just pulling reports, exporting to Excel, filters, and things like that. The other thing is that if it is in the warehouse with the right click, warehouse balance report. So you will see, well, let me just go to another one that maybe I have a little different information. But if you go to the actual warehouse code, you will see the availability for that specific item. It is that all of these are coming from web integrations that we were testing. So that is one of the things. So if you go to in the warehouse code, you will see what is the availability by warehouse. So let me just go here. So warehouse balance report. So for this item, you will see what is the availability, each warehouse, whatever you have in stock, committed, meaning in sales order, order, meaning in purchase order. So everything in one single screen with the right click if you do it at the warehouse fit, okay? So just give it a test and hopefully it will help you just to get some additional information without going to a lot of steps. Thank you, Claire.
No, thank you, Mari. Thank you for adding that bonus content that always improves the customer day. We need you at the last session, even if you cannot prepare the whole session, but we need you to be always with me in the last session for tips and tricks because you always have new things to add. So thank you so much, Marisa. Thank you, all of you who are with us. Thank you for making this customer day a fantastic customer day. Remember to rate this session, include your email so that I can include you in the raffle. And I'll see you a little later today if you want to witness how we raffled for that iPad. Thank you again for trusting in Consensus and for always wanting to learn more about SAP Business One. Thank you, Marisa.
My pleasure.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you.